Welcome to my weekly tower update. It's been a while since I did one of these, and wow. This is perfect timing. What's up, everybody? Bonzo here, and it is September 1st. We've had volume 27, we've had a new module, and I thought it was time to do another update video. If you've been subscribed to my channel, you'll know I usually do these videos via live stream. However, I kind of felt like it's been a while since I've actually made a video of this, so I wanted to actually put out a video talking a bit more detail about some of the updates that have been made, some of the changes, progress in my tower. Hopefully help some others out, and yeah, welcome to my tower. So to jump right into it, there's been a lot of changes in the last month or so. First of which is the last time I remember making one of these videos, I was at about 1Q in coins. Now I'm at over 13, and there's quite a few reasons for that, but I have really been advancing my coin income, and that's been my main focus. And with that being said, I've been farming in tier 11 mostly, some tier 10. It's kind of deceptive because you'll see the tier 10 is 631 trillion, tier 11 436. But tier 10 runs take me so long. It's like 16 hours. And one of the, I would say a bit of common knowledge before you get some of the intro sprint masteries or wave acceler mastery is you farm the 12-hour runs. You could just set it, forget it, twice a day, press play, walk away. I did not mean to rhyme there. Pause. But yeah, usually tier 11, like after I get done with this, I'm going to do tier 11 run. It'll end tomorrow in about 12 hours. And that's without me really putting any into level skips, whatnot. I'll get about, 400 trillion, move on, save up my coins for the next thing. So I've been using mostly a hybrid strategy as well. There's been a few reasons for the increase in my coins, but the main reason is the best ultimate weapon in the game for coins, and that's Golden Tower, but more specifically, Golden Combo. I have put every stone from every source from the last, 2 months into the Golden Tower, Golden Combo, and it's been paying off. I even posted about it on Reddit, should I max this thing out? Should I just do a few levels? And the general consensus is because each time you're getting 0.03 higher, it gets exponentially better, because you're also getting more enemies with it too. So I definitely rushed this. My other ultimate weapons that I unlocked, Chrono Field, Smart Missiles, I mean, they're beyond pathetic. Where's my Chrono Field? Chrono Loop, Chrono Field. I haven't put a single stone into those two ultimates. Everything has been into my Golden Combo, and I do not regret a single bit. What I did is I got to a certain point in my tournaments, staying in Legends, and I just decided, you know what, now, with where I'm farming, I get roughly 500 stones a week with staying in Legends. We're going to do every single thing into Golden Tower Plus, and it's been paying off. And now that I'm going to start focusing on other things, I think the extra coin income will help me catapult even farther into my next step of the game. Let's jump into enhancements. Most of this stuff's maxed out. My point in the game. Only time I ever really buy workshop levels if there is the event mission. But the event mission, I think we got it last event, so hopefully we don't get it this event. Almost all my coins have gone into enhancements. So I was getting my coin and sell enhancement up higher, but if you've been playing the game, you also realize that they pretty much nerfed level skips in tournaments. Like Legends is minus 50%, so you barely get any. And because of that, it's not really worth it for me to put any into level skips at this point. I mean, it's only really useful if you're getting 65-70% in a run, so that way you can get 20% in your tournament. But for someone in Legends, you gotta have a lot of level skips for it to be viable, and right now where I'm at, my coins have better places to go. What I usually do is I'll put some levels into my attack enhancements before a tournament, and just before the tournament, and then what I've been doing after has been defense enhancements on the days in between. The coin enhancements are a little bit too expensive for me for just one more percentage point. But with getting more health and health regen, it's gotten me to where I'm able to farm tier 11 consistently, as well as, well, I'll talk about that later because I did get some new milestones, which I'm actually going to touch right now. I got tier 12 milestone, I think this was like a month or so ago, and it's got a good relic. I forget exactly what relic. I think this is lab speed. Yeah, tier 12 and 13, those are the big ones. Tier 11, you can get tier 11 done with a lot of EHP, but in tier 12, it kind of makes a change to you need more damage or a lot of EHP. And so I got tier 12 a while back, and I did tier 13, and I think I got like 700 waves, so not that much. And then I got 2,500 waves on this like a week ago, and then, drumroll please, the Primordial Collapse came out, and I got so lucky with like 4 of them pretty quick, and so I got a mythic like right away, and I got all mythic substats, and then I jumped right into doing a tier 13 run. I got to wave 4350 with the new Mythic Primordial Collapse, and that was after they did the update to fix the bug where it wasn't also nerfing the damage to elites or to bosses. And so I was like so close, but I didn't quite get it. So I kept doing my enhancements. At the time, I was researching all defensive labs, and then I pulled with like a 200 gem pull, I think, or 400 gems. I got I got gems from the tournament, and then I got my daily rewards for like 420 gems. I spent them all, and I got 2 more Primordial Collapse. I don't know why I just had a brain fart there. And actually, I already had 2 on top of that, as I'm just talking over myself here. But then I got Ancestral, and once I got Ancestral, I waited for my run to end, got the Ancestral sub effects, and then I did a tier 13 run, and I went from wave 4350 to about 4650. Just the difference from Mythic to Ancestral. So the Primordial Collapse is a very good module. I predict that some people will use it in Legends. I actually want to try doing a Legends run with EHP tomorrow, and also do the glass cannon like switch up and just see how it compares. And I think you kind of look at the damage in Legends and it goes up so substantially, but if it's truly an 85% decrease on top of having decent defensive stats, you're really going to cut a lot of that damage out. So could be viable. Who knows? I know a lot of big players have been putting more into their EHP stats lately because of fleets, and then also because they're kind of predicting we're going to go back to some level of EHP. And that's actually going to lead me to the next thing I want to talk about. Jump right into modules. The 2 big changes since the last, I guess, video or live I've done have been I got Death Penalty Ancestral. I think I actually got this on my last live, and I rolled all 4 of these with like 400,000 reroll shards, which is pretty good. I would guess it's probably a little bit better than average. I got some good luck on that. The next Ancestral I got was Primordial Collapse, and I spent over 600,000 reroll shards just to get these 4 stats. It went through like 500 without anything. It was horrible. It went through so many reroll shards that I had to then put my last sub effects to just Mythic or Legendary. And luckily it gave me back a Mythic Death Wave quantity, which is what I had on my previous Mythic of this. So it wasn't too much of like a, kick, but it wasn't the best by any means. So my plan with my modules is I need to get more reroll shards. I need to get more levels into these so they can get more effective and it can just snowball my progress quicker. I've got plenty of gems, so I can start pulling more mods. However, since I don't really have any reroll shards, I'm kind of like, let's just wait. See what the next featured banner is going to be. Maybe these modules will turn to or maybe these gems will turn out to be something good. And I'll be thankful that I learned some patience and saved those up. Yeah, so to kind of touch on needing more reroll shards as well as needing more levels in my modules, I have been working on 2 masteries, which is recovery pack. Oh, as I unequip that, recovery package and cash. And kind of the next phase for what I'm gonna do with my progress is for me to upgrade my golden tower anymore, or to make my smart missiles or chrono loop viable, is gonna take so many gems that I'm thinking, let's just work on some masteries, because masteries will give me a good level, a good way to progress slowly, or at a decent speed, of course, without going full into tournaments, while still getting to stay, decent placement in my tournaments. As well as just getting the modules more leveled up is going to help with everything. Farming, tournaments, you name it. Having more reroll shards, getting good sub effects is definitely a priority. I think people kind of sleep on how good sub effects are. Like, if you have an Ancestral module and you're playing on Mythic sub effects, the Ancestral sub effects are, in some cases, almost twice as better. I went from 4 seconds of Golden Tower duration to 7 seconds from Mythic to Ancestral. But just having more reroll shards is going to help you with that. One piece of advice that I'll give here that I'm sharing from Reddit is I posted asking what's really the best card enhancement or card mastery for Econ. Funnily enough, it's not coin. You think it'd be coin or coin, critical coin, but the best card masteries for your Econ are, according to Reddit, the top post was Intro Sprint Mastery and Wave Accelerator. My plan is I'm going to get Wave Accelerator Mastery first rather than Intro Sprint. Only reason being is when you first get Intro Sprint, I mean, you get to, like, I think 180 waves. It's really not that much. And so you have to get a few levels into it for it to become viable, which means a few Q of coins. And right now I'm only at like 8 Q. So my thought process is, let's get something that will maybe help me just overall a little bit more, which is going to be Wave Accelerator. Of course, I have to get 2 weeks of progress in to get these extra 1,000 stones, but in that time, I'll probably, spend all my coins on the cash and the recovery package chance mastery, so I'll be ready to get one of these, and be looking forward to a 1Q cash mastery, and just moving on from there. Let's jump into labs. Labs, I jump all over the place with labs. I did like a month and a half of all damage labs just to get from champions to legends to stay in legends. But the game got really boring and it hurt my farming. So once I got to staying in legends, I then, for the last month, have been doing all coins. And then once I got quite a few of the coin things done, like I got black hole bonus, I've got golden tower duration. Really the last econ related labs I have are these right here. Golden tower bonus, death wave cell, and then golden bot. And once I get those done, I'll be the only, econ I'll have left is coins per kill, which is a long lab and it's slow incremental increase, not necessarily ultimate weapon related. So I'm going to get those done. And when I farmed up into the higher tiers, what I did is I jumped into like 2 weeks of getting EHP stuff and getting wall regen. Like, my wall regen is now 110%. It made me so happy to finally do some more wall labs, and that was big for helping me get from tier 11 to tier 12 and then 13. And it's been big for my farming because my tier 11 runs used to be like 7-8 hours. Now they're about 12, which is perfect. So my EHP is right where I want it. Not really going to do anymore for the time being. Just going to focus on the econ and then the masteries. And one thing I want to add in too is the wall thorns. So I did the math on this, and of course it's 11% damage the enemies will take from their health each hit. But if you're playing with Sharp Fortitude, they do an extra 1% damage. So like 11%, then 12%, then 13, then 14. You can add it up. I think it's like 9 or 10 hits is what they would take. I forget where it makes the transition to 8 hits. However, I want to get my wall thorns all the way to level 18, where the first hit is 18%. Because then if you add it up, it's 18% in the first hit, then 19, then 20, then 21, then 22. That's 5 hits at 100% damage, which means any enemy is going to eliminate themselves in 5 hits. Which, when you start farming really far, The only thing taking you out are rays, for the most part. I've got good chain thunder. I've got good ray enhancement. I take care of, or not rays, scatters, but rays just destroy you. So with that being said, I want to get my thorns to 18%, because then when you add it with sharp fortitude, it's really going to do a bit of damage at clearing out those enemies, since thorns damage all enemies. Some of these labs get so long too. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear my cat yelling at me. Making a cameo. Hey, cat. She's like, what are you doing making a video? I want more food. Alright. Let me make my video in peace, cat. Yeah, I've been saying this for a while. I just love having a super powerful wall and doing EHP. So it was kind of nice to get to go back to those. But there's a way to progress through this game, and if all you do is sit on EHP, you're going to eventually get to Legends and be like, why didn't I start damage sooner? Or why didn't I get more coins sooner? Or get my economy stuff maxed out? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So my golden bot has gotten really developed, but look at these, 14 days, 15 days, like that's still 10 more levels. So when I actually bite the bullet on that, that's going to take quite a while. But you know, with having most of my labs at 4x speed now, might have to do 2 of them at 3 times since my run ended a little bit sooner right before this. Maybe I'll put in a blooper from it because I filmed 2 takes of this video. But I shut down my iPad, moved to my desktop to film this. And then it quite literally, because Black Hole wasn't up, it crashed the game. And, well, it crashed my wall, my energy shields, and my tower just got destroyed right away. So it's kind of a funny blooper, which I think I'll throw in here at the end. But yeah, that's where my labs are. It's kind of the focus for the time being. Gonna have 1 going towards Mastery, the rest towards Econ. And with Masteries being so expensive, still I'll get about a queue every couple of days, I think. About a day and a half maybe. What I'm gonna plan on doing is just having 1 slot towards Masteries at all times. And then eventually, there's probably going to be a break between when I can get my next Mastery unlocked versus getting the next level done. And I'll probably just switch this to like a golden bot or coins per kill or something. Help me get more coins faster, you know. Tournaments. I have been walking the line between getting back to champions and just barely staying in legends, which I'm pretty proud of. It's kind of funny. One of my first legends tournament, I got a really good bracket at 19. But all the other ones, like 24, 23, 21, 22, 22, 20, I have just been barely staying in. There's been some tournaments where I've been at 24, and there's been a guy at the bottom who's been like normally farming tier 18, or their milestone push has been tier 18. And they would definitely beat me, but they just never start their run. So I've gotten pretty lucky, and I hope that I don't just jinx myself right here, but I've gotten very lucky with the tournaments. And I think most of that, since I've been just sticking with doing same labs, and my labs on Econ and my enhancements in EHP, I think a lot of my luck has been towards getting an ancestral death penalty and then getting some more module levels, as well as getting the relics and getting damage relics. So with that, actually, if you look at my guild store, I haven't really gotten, I could have gotten more of these cosmetics for more coins, but I went ahead and bought these 2 relics pretty quick so I could just get more health and damage to help with tournaments. Health doesn't help so much, of course, in Legends, but it helped me for my milestone run. That's why I got that. Guardianship. With the update, they actually redid whatever this was into Bounty. They rebranded it, and they updated it to be a little bit more effective. So for the last couple weeks, I've just been putting everything into Bounty since my fetch, if I show you that. I've put a lot into fetch, and at this point, I think I'd get more bang for my buck doing it into Bounty. I've actually been saving up for targets. Probably keep doing this until it gets similarly priced to the fetch, and then I'll just weigh between, I'll ask on Reddit or the Discord and find out which one's better, and then start updating and upgrading from there. Shout out to the Singapore chat. I am currently in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm not in Singapore. I don't live there, but Darman, shout out to you letting me in your guild. It's a pretty rad guild. They always max out all the rewards, which is great. And if you're not in a guild yet, I would say post on the subreddit, look on the Discord. I think you could even search in the game. You want to join a guild, and the rewards you get and just how much faster you can progress from getting 3 of these boxes, or these 2 or 4 instead of 1 or 2, is going to be insane. You get so many rewards from this 500 box and this 750 box that it really it doesn't look like much, but when you get all of these, it adds up over time since they're multiplicative. I didn't say that right. But 0.6 times plus 0.6, it adds up, and it makes it so when you start a run, like for example, I'm going to turn this off shortly, but my coin bonus here on level 11, or tier 11, is 486. This, like a week ago, was at like 404. And what changed was me getting the tier 13 relic, and then getting some more enhancements, and then also getting some more relics on top of that, and like skins. That just, these numbers get bigger and bigger, faster and faster, and it snowballs really quick. The event, not gonna lie, I'm not feeling this event. Cthulhu as the tower and background kind of creeps me out, so I'm not going to be playing with those on. I'm currently playing with the Matrix one, as you could probably tell, but no Cthulhu tower for me. My bot has gotten very developed. They're currently running how I got more gems was they're running a sale for like metals, gems, and stones as like an end of summer for like a discount. I said, screw it, it's end of summer. I love this game, want to support it, why not get it? And that let me get a few more levels into this bot. Part of the reason why my income has gone up so much is my bot used to be at a 100-second cooldown. He used to only play with Black Hole Digester. And then I got GT Plus, did a test with G Compressor over Black Hole Digester, and I found the G Comp was much better. And so because of that, I was like, well, since I'm not sticking to that 100-second cooldown, I might as well lower the cooldown on my golden bot. And because of that, I went from like 6% of my coins being developed from the golden bot to now about 10%. Or it was about 10%. Then they updated V27 and you could no longer see how they... I'm getting attacked. Could no longer see how they updated or how they accounted for your coins in run. But last I checked, I was getting around 10% into coins. Now I can no longer tell because the new metrics don't show it. Maybe they'll update it back to the old way. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed. Maybe if we make enough noise, but the developers are very good, so... You know, having an absolutely perfect game head to toe is near impossible, and this is a pretty darn good game. So, one little complaint is not going to affect things too much. Not at all. New missions. Yeah, I'll get these pretty quick here. Hopefully there's no nuke mission or demon mode, but obviously you never know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be live streaming Tuesdays, Fridays, usually right at 5 p.m. Pacific when the tournaments start. That's my plan. So if y'all want to tune in, hang out, watch me spend these gems and waste my reroll shards and barely stay in Legends, it's a pretty good time. And get cussed out by my cat. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but yep. Peace out. Appreciate y'all watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next stream. Peace.